Hey, how's it going? Ed Reiner here, and I want to welcome you to this video because in today's brief video, we're going to go over some important information that's going to help you to achieve your goals and get closer to whatever it is that you're going after. Now, a little while ago, I had posted a question in my Facebook group, in my timeline, and a couple other places in Facebook because I was curious to see if anyone knew what the answer was. And I got this question because I was looking through Think and Grow Rich, and in the chapter on specialized knowledge, Napoleon Hill writes, an educated person is not necessarily one who has an abundance of general or specialized knowledge. To be truly educated is to so have developed the faculties of the mind that one may acquire anything one wishes or its equivalent without violating the rights of others. Now, I had read that many times and totally skipped over the true importance and meaning of that paragraph. And it wasn't until I started to study Bob Proctor that he brought me back to that and really got me to think, if we're going to get what we want, we kind of need to know what the faculties of our mind are. It's pretty important if we're going to use them that we know what they are. And I remember Bob also saying that he was giving a seminar to a couple thousand teachers, and he had posed this question of what the faculties of the mind are, and not one of them could give him the correct answer. And so far in the posts that I've done, I have not gotten all 6 of the faculties of the mind. Some people have gotten 1 or 2, but no one has been able to give me all of them. So it's kind of important that if we're going to use these faculties, if we're going to go after our goals and work with them, that we know what they are. Now, in order to do this, we need to go in and talk about the mind, because everything happens in the mind, and these are mental faculties. We need to understand how the mind operates and how it works. And if we're going to do that, we need to have an image to work with. Because we think in pictures, it's a good idea to have a picture or a graphic to work with when we're talking about the mind. And this is something I've gone over in other videos, so I'm just going to touch on it briefly to get an overview, so when we get into these faculties, it makes a lot more sense. Now, we're going to use an image here that we got from a Dr. Thurman Fleet back in 1937, when no one knew what the mind looks like, because we don't know. He said if we're going to understand it, we have to have an image. So we're going to use this image here of the stick person. Now, this image here, we're going to go ahead and use, and we're going to let this top circle here is going to represent the mind. Okay? This bottom circle here, we're going to represent the body. Now, the mind here is split up into 2 parts. We have the top part here is our conscious mind. I'm just going to put a C, and the second half here is our subconscious mind. Now, it's in our conscious mind that we think. Okay? We can choose any thought we want in our conscious mind. Our subconscious mind is where our feelings are residents. This is also called the feeling mind. This is an E, not a D. So when we think of an image of whatever it is that we want, let's say we build an image of our goal. Okay, once we get emotionally involved, add feeling to it, it moves into the subconscious mind. Okay, once that image becomes emotional, we get emotionally attached to it, we start to feel how good it's going to feel to have that. That's going to cause our body to move into a different vibration than that which it is right now. That vibration is going to cause us to take action. Okay? The actions are going to produce our results. The results of whatever we want. So if we're not getting the results that we want, we need to start, instead of looking at what actions we're taking, we need to look up here and see what it is that we're thinking. Because the thinking causes feelings. The feelings moves us into different vibration, which causes the actions, gives us the results. Okay, I'm going to go through this real quick here. Now, we have sensory factors, and we've learned these since we were kids. We can see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. Okay? Now, those sensory factors are things that we're dealing with outside of us. Okay? Those are kind of like little antennas that are coming into the conscious mind. Okay? If you want to look at it this way, that everything that we have going on around us in our outside world is coming into our conscious mind through our sensory factors. We see something on the news, whether it's positive or negative, and that causes us to feel a certain way. That's why it's really not a good idea to watch the news and all of the doom and gloom and everything that's going on. People talk about how the economy's bad. People talk about how they don't have a job. Whatever it may be, if it's a negative thing that they're talking about and you get emotionally involved in that, that's going to cause and set up a negative feeling. That negative feeling is going to set up a negative vibration, which then you're going to take the actions, which are probably going to be negative because that's what you're thinking and feeling, and you're going to get a negative result. If we want to change that, what we want to do is we want to accept or reject whatever's coming in, because in the conscious mind we have the ability to accept or reject anything that comes into the conscious mind. So if a negative idea comes in, we have the ability to reject that idea, and we can replace it with a positive idea. If we replace it with a positive idea and we get emotionally evolved with that positive idea, that's going to set up a positive vibration in the body, which then is going to give us positive results. So if you want to change your results, start thinking better things. Think of what it is that you want to have versus what you don't have. Think of where you're going versus where things are right now. And we do that by using our mental faculties. Now, the mental faculties, I'm going to write over here, and we're just going to go through these quickly. The first one we're going to go over here is imagination. Now, the imagination is something we used a lot when we were children. We were always fantasizing. We were always, building ideas of things that we wanted to do. We were taking boxes and making them into airplanes and ships and whatever it was. Imagination allows you to build an image of what it is that you want. You can build an image of what it is you want. Okay, and we use that imagination to do that. We want to impress that into the subconscious mind. We want to get emotionally involved with that idea of what it is that we want. Because the important thing with the subconscious mind is it has to accept everything. It has no ability to reject. Your imagination, once you get it into the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So imagination is very, very important. So let's just put here, we're going to put imagination. That's going to put an I for imagination. The next intellectual faculty is the will. Now, the will is what allows us to focus. It's what allows us to concentrate. The will to the mind is a lot like taking a magnifying glass and harnessing the power of the sun. You can take a magnifying glass, focus the energy of the sun, and turn it into a white hot bead. You can put it on some leaves and start a fire. It causes that energy to focus and become laser focused and sharp. And that's what your mental faculty of the will does. It allows us to focus or concentrate on whatever that idea is. That's an A. The next one here is perception. Now, our perception is our point of view. It's the way that we see something. Okay, this is going to determine your attitude. If something's happening and you don't like it, you can always shift and alter your perception. You can alter your point of view. You can take things and look at it, if things are going bad, and look at something totally worse than how you have it, and then your situation doesn't look so bad. Okay? If two people are in an argument, both of them are right in their own perception. It's their point of view. You want to put yourself in the other person's shoes and look at their perception. Instead of saying, I'm right, well, the other person is too. It's the point of view. So it's very important that we shift our perception all the time. And by using these mental faculties and using your perception, you can do that quite often. It's very easy and it's very powerful. Okay, after perception, we're going to say is, get down here, is reason. Okay, now your reason is your thinking. It's your thinking part of your mind. This gives you ability to choose. So as before, I said that you can choose any idea. You can choose to accept or reject any idea. You're using your reasoning factor when you do that. Your reasoning factor allows you to think. Okay, the next one here is the memory. Now, our memory is a very powerful tool. We all have an excellent memory. A lot of people say, I have a horrible memory. We don't have horrible memories. We have weak memories. We haven't developed them. You see, all of these mental faculties over here, these are like our mental muscles. There. These are like our mental muscles. So we don't have a weak memory, or I'm sorry, we don't have a bad memory. We have weak memories, and we can develop them. I mean, if you want to develop your memory, get a book on memory. Start studying it. If you want to remember names and faces, start studying it and doing things just like you would with your physical muscles. Start exercising your mental faculties, and you can get them very powerful and strong the same way as you could if you were lifting weights to get your muscles strong. Now, moving down here, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 5. The next one is your intuition. Now, your intuition, it picks up other people's vibration. Everything in the world vibrates. And as I said before, as you get an idea here and you impress it into your subconscious mind, that changes the vibration. So your intuition picks up other people's vibrations. I don't know what happened here. It picks up other people's vibrations. And there's times in your life when you know that you use this. You can go up to somebody and you can sense and you can feel what they're feeling. You can feel if they're mad. You can ask them, what's wrong? And they can say, well, nothing's wrong. You know something's wrong. You can feel it. And you'd use that with your intuition. You know, I think it was Wayne Dyer who said that, you know, prayer is us talking to God. And intuition is God talking to us. We want to listen to our intuition. Okay? Our intuition allows us to pick up other people's vibrations. It's that feeling that we get when we know that we should do something. We have that intuitive feeling that, you know what, I should take this step. I should do this thing. I should phone this person. That's when you really want to hone into your intuition and you want to follow it. Because your intuition is one of your mental faculties that's super powerful. The problem comes when people ignore their intuition, they ignore that intuitive feeling, and they do something else. And I know personally, many times in my life, when I've had an intuitive feeling and I've done the opposite, and things went bad. Every time that I've followed my intuition, things go in the right direction. So, I hope this has helped you out. These are the 6 mental faculties: imagination, will, perception, reason, memory, intuition. Start looking at these in your own life and looking at strengthening these, and I guarantee you start using these, things are going to start going better for you. You know, you use these daily and be consciously aware. You know, am I remembering this? What is the perception of this other person? You know, things aren't going really good today. Well, you know, they could be far worse. Use your perception, switch it around, use your reason. Start to think of things that you want to do in your life, things that you want to have, the life you want to have, the business you want to have. Use these mental faculties. Use your imagination. I had erased it before. We'll go ahead and write it back up here, which looks pretty bad because this is going slow now. Use your imagination to build images of what it is that you want, the life that you want, the business that you want, the relationships that you want. Focus on the good. When you start doing that and you focusing on the positive things that you want out of life, that is going to happen. Move into your subconscious mind. You're going to start to feel that positive energy, feel those positive feelings, which is going to set up the positive vibration, which then is going to give you positive actions to take. And when you do that, you're going to get positive results. Okay, so once again, if you don't like the results that you're getting, start looking at the ideas that you're accepting in your conscious mind. Change those. Use your perception. Switch it around. Use your imagination. Build a better image. Use your will. Focus on that image. Use your memory. Remember all of the successes that you've had. Get into that feeling and then follow the intuition. Your intuition will give you ideas of things you should do, people you should call. Whatever it may be, follow it, and that's all going to flow down into what your actions are, which are going to give you bigger, better results. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. I know this is a short video. I don't want to take up a whole lot of time. If you want to get more information and get more detailed in this type of information, subscribe to this channel, join my Facebook group, wherever you're watching this video. Get on my newsletter. I'm going to put a lot more videos out like this. I want to help you get to where you want to be, help you improve your results, take your relationships to a whole nother level, take your business to a whole nother level. If you're working on building an online business, get it to where you have the time and money freedom that you want. So this is Ed Reiner. Till next time, peace and God bless.